Welcome to the Global Love and Gratitude Water Meditation and Consciousness Experiment series with the Water Peace Project. Together, we are connecting through water for peace. A journey through water and your heart. Water holds all the answers to all our questions. Who are we? Where did we come from? And why are we here? For today's session, we will be reflecting on the words from Dr. Emoto from his book, The True Power of Water, Healing and Discovering Ourselves, HADO. Let's begin with a powerful clearing with the Ho'oponopono prayer. Please connect with your sincere heart and join in resonance by repeating 3 times. Water, I am sorry. Water, please forgive me. Water, I thank you. Water, I love you. Water, I am sorry. Water, please forgive me. Water, I thank you. Water, I love you. Water, I am sorry. Water, please forgive me. Water, I thank you. Water, I love you. We only have one Mother Water. Please connect with your sincere heart and direct your sincere love and gratitude to all water. Chapter 5. As we live, let's dialogue with water. It all depends on your mental attitude. Dr. Joan Davis is one of the readers who felt moved by reading about HADO and viewing the pictures of water crystals in my books. Dr. Davis is a retired professor at Zurich Technical University, and she has researched water for over 30 years. Dr. Davis said this to me: "Your research into taking water ice crystal pictures suggests to us 2 very important points. One is to become aware that water responds to even delicate energy. I also want to let scientists and officials know that there is almost no protection currently being provided for water. I feel this technique can be used in the fields of health and medical care. Another is to give more respect to water. The important thing is that we recover our desire to treat water with respect. In ancient Greece, people paid true respect for water, and many Greek myths are based on the protection of water. But then science appeared and rejected these myths because they were not scientific. Water lost its mystique and became just another substance. In our modern culture, we have lost our attitude of respect for water and have been heading in the direction that technology could clean up as necessary. We sometimes say purified water is not pure. Water processed in treatment plants is not the water that forms beautiful crystals. What water requires is not purification, but respect. I was deeply moved by her saying, "Give respect to water." These are the words from a scientist who has worked in Switzerland, the advanced nation in water research. Prayers change water. Pure water differs from technologically purified water. Dr. Davis's statement to this effect reminded me of an experiment we did some time ago. We decided to conduct a grand experiment according to what Dr. Nobuhiro Sequoia asserted about the spirit of words. Before World War II, Dr. Sequoia was an assistant professor who taught at the Kyoyu Imperial University, Department of Medicine in Seoul, Korea. Upon his return to Japan, he opened a clinic of internal medicine. He researched Siamesian Shiro, lifeline therapy, and used it in his practice. At the age of more than 100 years, he is still so fit that he enjoys playing golf every day. Dr. Sequoia encourages us to say his prayer, the Great Declaration. The infinite power of the universe has been crystallized to create a world of truth and great harmony. The point is to say it positively in the past tense, that is, became. I have been influenced by it. Well then, what was our experiment? At 4:30 a.m. on July 25th, 1999, as many as 350 people gathered together near Lake Biwa, the largest lake in Japan. tradition says when Lake Biwa's water gets clear, the whole nation's water gets clear. Lake Biwa had been polluted. Its dirty water smelled bad, and its beautiful colony of reeds had disappeared. In summer, a non-native algae from Canada would grow abnormally and give off a foul smell, which had become a public concern in the area. It was regrettable if the amniotic fluid of the mother's womb was polluted. What kind of negative influences would it have on the whole nation? So we decided to rise up to purify the water of Lake Biwa with the prayer of HADO. In the early morning, refreshing morning of the summer, Dr. Sequoia led us in reciting the Great Declaration 10 times. 1 month later, on August 27th, the Kyoto newspaper had a big article with the heading, "No abnormal growth of non-native algae this summer. Zero odor." The article included this paragraph. However, there are hardly any colonies covering the surface of the lake this year, and there is no complaint about odor due to the small Canadian algae. The amount of algae reaped this time last year reached about 1,500 tons, but this year, including the other kinds of algae, it remains at about 110 tons. The person in charge of this section, the prefecture's Equal Life Promotion section, commented, "I can't think of any case where the amount was so low. We are planning to ask experts' opinions and look into the causes. It is natural to assume that the cause, which the prefecture's government wanted to know, was the HADO of the Great Declaration. What do you think?" Well, I was convinced that the power of HADO could change the largest lake in Japan. A heading in the newspaper, Sankei, on April 16th of the following year caught my eye. Ultrasound decomposes dioxin in water. Useful for purification of lakes and marshes. The article introduced the research results of Professor Yasuzuki Maeda, Asakata Prefecture University, College of Engineering. It's left a great impact on me, as I had been looking for scientific evidence for my idea. The organic substances such as dioxin and PVC in water decomposed almost completely by using ultrasound waves. It was revealed on the 15th that the technology was developed by Professor Yasuzuki Maeda, Asakata Prefecture University, College of Engineering. Passing the ultrasound waves of 200 kilohertz through water creates very tiny bubbles that absorb chemical compounds. When the bubbles burst, the chemical compounds are decomposed. It can be used for the purification of the contaminated water in lakes and marshes, as well as for decomposing fluorocarbon, which destroys the ozone layer of the atmosphere. These substances are characterized as difficult to decompose. Therefore, it has been a problem to be solved. When this technology is made fit for practical use, it will create a sensation both at home and abroad. Ultrasound waves are the sounds higher for humans, 16,000 to 20,000 hertz. Due to the pressurization and depressurization underwater, the waves generate the bubbles in the sizes of microns. A bubble is short-lived. It takes only 0.1 microsecond, 1/100,000th second, to burst. The recent study shows that when a bubble gives in and bursts due to the water pressure around it, the bubble temporarily generates the heat of more than 5,000 degrees Celsius and the pressure of about 1,000 atmospheres. As the organic chlorinated compounds have poor affinity with water, they stick to the bubbles. Due to the heat and pressure of the bursting bubbles, the compounds are decomposed to harmless carbonic acid gas and chloride ions. In the experiment, by passing the 200 kilohertz ultrasound through the PBC solution of 10 ppm for 30 minutes, 95% of the PBC was decomposed, and similar results were obtained with the dioxin and the fluorocarbon. As a way to remove chemical compounds from water, this method of dechlorinating the compounds by eradicating ozone and ultraviolet rays is now close to practical use. The method of using 200 kilohertz ultrasound, which is harmless to the human body, is said to treat water safely and inexpensively. At the time of this article about how water resonated with the vibrations of ultrasound waves that improved its quality, the sounds of the Great Declaration were echoing throughout the area at Lake Biwa. I believe that these words are based on the sounds of nature and were developed by learning from nature. So, when we said the word universe, it had the same HADO as the universe. Thus, I believe it must have reached the universe. The Great Declaration states the infinite power of the universe. The pure HADO of our prayer must have traveled the ultrasound zone far away in the universe, resonated with it, and came back to the lake. The event had a sequel. My concept of HADO tends to be not well accepted and understood by many who think that modern science is a panacea. I have been thinking that if I could work with the people on the side of modern medicine and have an information exchange on each other's results, we would be able to send our messages on HADO widely to the general public. The HADO that I had been talking about and the new technology of Professor Medea turned out to be covered together in an article. It appeared in the newspaper Sequoia on March 13, 2003, in the sixth of a series titled Water Science, under the subheading Responding to Ultrasound, Harmful Substances Decompose. The results of Professor Medea's research were reported again. Additionally, the research about playing music to water, which I had been doing, was introduced. In the future, I believe that the energy of HADO will attract more and more attention, widely and open-heartedly. This will be wonderful. My research shows that HADO changes water. If we dialogue with water with a positive attitude and with respect, water will definitely change. Even the water in a big lake can change. The water in your body can also change. This is where we will end the reading for today. The True Power of Water. Healing and Discovering Yourself. HADO. Written by Dr. Emoto. Thank you for taking this journey with us. Our mission is to inspire and educate people, especially children, the importance of water for peace. To learn more about the Water Peace Project's live consciousness experiments and other events, please visit waterpeaceproject.org. Let us end today's session with the Grand Invocation in Japanese from Dr. Emoto, recorded in July of 2011. The Grand Invocation, meaning in English: the eternal power of the universe has gathered itself to create a world of true and grand harmony.
大断言 宇宙の無限の力が凝り凝って誠の大和の御代がなりなった。思わ宇宙の無限の力が凝り凝って誠の大和の御代がなりなった。宇宙の無限の力が凝り凝って誠の大和の御代がなりなった。Thank you.